Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to share this particular news. It didn't happen in the United States, it happened in Russia. But I wanted to give the explanation. People should understand different laws in different countries before they go to live in that country. Whether you are an international student, whether you are going for a visit, whether you want to permanently relocate to another country. That's why on my YouTube channel under the EBM Scholars, I've been giving updates on so many areas. This is one of the area. People should know some of the regulations, no matter how minor they are, no matter how crazy they look, but an ignorance of the law is not the defense of the law. This lady, her name is Tionge or Rebecca Ziba, is from Zimbabwe. I mean, from Zambia, but this lady is an international student in Russia. You can see the title says foreign student arrested in Russia on Nazism, and I'll explain what is that law. Is the charges for twerking at the war memorial. That's number one. But I'll give some similar situations or people usually ask. For instance, this is one of the famous thing in the United States. People, maybe when you get caught urinating on the public, what are the charges? So there are so many laws or regulations in other countries people should be aware. Or you are in the vehicle driving, or you are a passenger, but inside there is maybe a bottle of hard liquor. Maybe someone drank the day before, it is half, and then you put back the you cover it, and we call the open bottle, whether not open completely, but there is alcohol inside. If you get caught with it, is a problem. So these are the things people should be able to know, some of these regulations. So number one, if you write her name, Tionge Ziba or Rebecca Ziba, these are some of the information you're going to get now, what is going to happen on her. It will be foreign student arrested, Zambian students face charges, so many things. Twerking student faces 3 years in jail. This is also some of the information. So let's go and explain what happened. So if you read this one, a female student has been arrested in Russia for allegedly what is called rehabilitating Nazism by twerking in front of the war memorial. Maybe this woman didn't know that is a war memorial, but as I said, an ignorance of the law is not the defense of the law. The 21-year-old, identified by the local Zambian national Tionge or Rebecca Ziba, was detained after she posted a video of herself on Instagram. You post on your Instagram, people check, people follow. I usually tell people, watch what you are posting on social media. Don't think that there is a freedom of information, there is a free speech, there is whatever, but in the country where you are, did you make any mistake? So this person didn't know. So in the footage, which she posted along a joking caption, she can be seen dancing next to a World War II memorial in that particular city. So that is what is all about. So according to the Russian investigators, have described her action as obscene and insulting, and have charged under the Part 4 of Article 354, subsection 1 of the Criminal Code, which accuses a person of rehabilitating Nazism. So what is that law? That is the law. So there are a few things here. There is a law which is called desecrating a symbol of Russian military glory, and there is a law is called the law against rehabilitation of Nazism. So if you open that law, this is the law, which says it is known as, this is was the minister, I think, for tourism culture by that particular time, is a politician who passed that, was the instrument of passing that law. So if you open this law, which these laws are getting tougher, and the worst part is some of these laws. So if you open this this law, which was updated on April 5th. Remember, this situation happened 3-4 days ago. So it happened after things have been added on that one. So let's open, when we open the president of Russia's official website, like White House in US, this is the law. So law on tougher criminal punishment for rehabilitating Nazism. So the president signed this one, which is just on April 5th. That is when it was signed, or whatever, 4th, and updated on the 5th, meaning it is the latest update or whatever. So let's read this one together. Let me zoom a little bit, then you can be able to read it together. This is what it says. In accordance with the federal law, the following acts are recognized as crimes and are punishable for rehabilitation of Nazism under the article, the article which I said of the criminal code. What they say, when you do, let me highlight this one. So this is what they say. Publicly disseminating knowingly false information about the veterans of the Great Patriotic War, or disparaging, whatever, I don't know what that word means, their honor and dignity, just disrespecting their honor and dignity, and insulting the memory of defenders of the fatherland. If you do this kind of things, any of these crimes, any of these they've mentioned above in this article, carries a maximum punishment of incarceration up to 5 years. So minimum usually is 3, but it can go to be in the jail up to 5 years. But the law, I want to clarify, there are a few things here. The federal law also increases the fine imposed punishing acts for rehabilitation to 3 million rubles, whatever, rubles, whatever their money account, whatever. And for more is 5 million. And then the new legislation also evaluates greater criminal liability for the relevant act of this one using telecommunication network, including internet. So she's exactly now on this particular part. So if you look what amount of this one, if you go this amount, let's go to convert this one to US dollars, this is amount she's supposed to pay. No, yeah, so the whatever 3 million Russian money is equal to this amount of US dollar. But before that, it was 8,000 US dollar. But it was updated or amended just this April 4, April 5. As you can see, the president signed this new this one, and the mistake of this woman she did was just 3 days ago. It happened 3 days ago after the new law to be tougher on that one. So if you look here, this was the old one, implication of Russian war against rehabilitation. So this is big for them. So back in the day, this is what they said. Under the law, this one of Nazism, it was 300, this amount. Now they put 3 million, not 300,000. So it used to be 800, whatever, 8,000 and 3 years to jail. But for official, it was a little bit more. But now they added the amount. So she's supposed to pay all this amount. The Russian president passes a law against the rehabilitation of Nazism. And this was just April 6th. When it happened. Ignorance of the law is not in the defense of the law. So this lady, she posted the video to apologize. So this is the video. I'm not going to play it. Where she was doing twerking. The way you wear is disrespectful for people in Russia. And then twerking in front of the Russian memorial. The veterans area, even in the US, that is disrespectful. So I don't want to hear people say, oh, Russia, these are communists, they are just bad. No, even in a normal way, you cannot go to the US veterans area and twerking on their grave. You cannot do that. Or you go to the in front of Martin Luther King, whatever statue, and is not is the highest level of disrespectful. Whether it is there is a law against it or there is no against it, what will you feel if someone is going to do twerking in front of your father's or your mother's grave? So, whether your opinion about Russia, keep to yourself. But what I'm trying to explain is, if you go to any particular country, you have to follow the rules and the regulation of that particular country if you want to go. You come to US, you go to Germany, you go to Europe, or any country in Europe, you go to Canada, the laws, for instance, under driving, under influence, drinking alcohol, while in many African countries, they might take it easy. Here is a very big deal. While in other countries, you can beat your child, you can beat your woman, it might be not a big deal. Here, it is a very severe crime. So you have to know, some countries in Africa, some people, what they do. For instance, someone has a baby, like 5 children with different women, doesn't pay child support. People don't care sometimes. That's you and your country. You come to these countries, you have to follow the rules and regulation. You cannot come to America and have 4 or 5 kids with different baby mamas, and they just let you have the babies and without taking responsibility of paying child support. Failure to pay child support, you are going to jail. So these are the things we usually talk to people, that whatever you do, you have to know the rules of the country where you are going. So don't assume Instagram, social media, Facebook, because you want views, whether by knowingly, not knowingly, you do crazy things, this is going to happen. That's a lot of money, my friend. Like the money you're supposed to pay, this is a lot of money. 30,000? Oh, man, I feel so bad for that lady. So, that's what is your opinion on that? But this is a lesson for us to be in a position to understand what is going on when you go to these countries. That's why before you go to any country, you have to go to the YouTube channel, you have to go to what are the crazy things. I'm giving an example. Let me give you the crazy law. For instance, if you go to the state of Arkansas, there is a law, but they don't practice. There is a law which says failure to pronounce the state name correctly, you can be jailed. For instance, you go there, you say Arkansas, confusing that to Kansas, you might be jailed. It's an odd law, but people don't, they don't going to do that. For instance, you are a green card holder in the United States, you are a permanent resident. There is a law. If you move from one apartment to another apartment, from one home to another home, when you change your address, the place where you live, you have to change the address in the immigration website, United States USCIS website, or calling them to change the address within 10 days. Failure to do that, you are allowed to be deported. But people have been deported for that? No. Do they? But if you get caught, they can deport you. It's a law. I know so many people who are, we have seen so many cases online, people have been deported because they went to vote while they're not US citizen. We have seen people can be even, they've been going to other countries as a green card holder, you stay longer than you expected, or you fail to pay the tax, even if you don't have income, you can be jailed or being deported. So as international student, immigrant of any, whatever status you have, be careful before you go to any country. Make sure you follow the regulations. Otherwise, this is what we are going to face in the future. And I don't want to hear, oh, these white people are racist. This is not racism. It has nothing to do with the black. It's just the law. Any person, you are not supposed to do. If you go to Rome, do like the Romans. Follow the rules and regulations of the particular country. If you don't want, stay in your own country. But if you go to these countries, follow what they want. I'm sorry this happened to this lady. I'm sorry for that lady and her family. But we need to make sure that we know these regulations before we go to these countries. Thank you so much, each and everyone.